Alright guys, gonna go over the game 2. Let's take a look at the draft here first, which I meant to do last time. So you can see this game, the difference was we banned Jarvan because it was their jungler's most comfortable champion, besides, I don't remember what his second most played, because remember, this is their like substitute jungler that played tonight as well. So he didn't share the same champion pool, but uh, I really like this draft because of the Aatrox. I think Aatrox being a blind pick for us was great because it did add something for the Galio because it's really easy for Alex to ult and then get in the middle of their team. But the Galio and the Aatrox are probably my two favorite parts of this composition. Obviously, Elise is my favorite champion that Central plays. I think it's his overall best champion because he makes the biggest impact on it. I feel like in the early parts of the game, you don't ever play bad on the other champions. I'm not saying that, but I just think this is your best overall champion in my opinion. Even better than Rek'Sai. Um, for team-based play is what I mean, not like individual, like champion by champion. But the Galio pick counters that what they want to do with Lissandra and Nocturne really hard, as long as we alt as soon as we get vision, basically, because obviously we lose vision from Nocturne alt. But then we have the two-person pick composition where Galio can actually add into that with his taunt or his E. And then Sivir was a really good pick dub versus this because of the ultimate, and it's a lot easier to kite the Nocturne as well, which is perfect. And you guys played the team fights extremely well. And just to point out something too, just because we didn't really talk about it. I know Central said that this game had a little bit more of a lull in it, but we ended up winning this game 4 or 5 minutes faster than the last game, and we lost that one Baron. So just take that into consideration, like how calm and focused you guys seem to be through this game, even when there were moments of where they got uh, basically an even trade. I don't think there was many fights where they had um, like a 2 for 1 or 2 for 0, anything like that. I don't think there was. If there is, it's only in the early parts of the game. So we did really well there. So we'll go over this one now. But yeah, overall, I obviously can't hear you guys' communication, but you guys, your team fighting in this game especially was very, very strong. There was just a couple things again, like that. The Baron that we lost was we have to play, we have to protect the outside of the Baron pit. Uh, Even if it's 5 versus 2, that was 5 versus 2, and we lost that Baron pit. Something to point out this game as well, because they have such a harder engage. You should be Glacial Augment this game, Don, not Electrocute. Because as soon as they engage on us, if you just use your active abilities to slow the rest of their team down, the team fights are endlessly easier. You should have been Glacial Augment this game, for sure. I didn't mind the electrocute last game at all because we need to blow up the Syndra and the Varus right away, and as soon as we kill one of them, we basically win the team fight in that previous game. So I was perfectly fine with that. And this is the game where we just get the bad luck on the RNG for the dragons, where they're not like the powerful dragons. None of the dragons are bad, but obviously there's stronger than others. So we do a really good job of. Oh, here's the. Here, I'm gonna make the point of everything. We'll see you miss the cocoon here first. And then I'm gonna reiterate all the points to you of to why as soon as you get this Q off there and that auto, it's perfectly fine that you don't do anymore. She flashes away. Be the main reason why this is perfectly fine. You're now gonna have a 2 summoner advantage mid lane but you're also playing versus this guy right here. You can now live in his jungle because you know the jungle matchup. So now not only did you give Don a insanely big lead mid lane because he's going to have a level advantage, gold advantage, summoner advantage. Now you can turn that into absolutely punishing the Nocturne. And this is something that I talked to you about privately. Is the next step for you to continue to get better and better, Central, is actively tracking where the enemy jungler is. So this is level 2. You just did a gank, but you should know that he started at the red buff, so you should know that there's a very good chance he's on this side. So it should make you wanting to flash under turret even less because you know that you win this matchup hard early. So you should just be wanting to go invade and just take control of the game this way. You can win in different ways besides kills. I tell everyone that all the time. And then also, whenever you flash, if you're actively thinking about where the other jungler should be, because you're making a play, you're showing on the map, you should always be thinking ahead of time. Where could the other jungler be? Can he counter this? Blah blah blah. But you should also like walk towards Dawn because he could at least throw some damage back. But the three things I said prior to that is why going under the turret for that is not profitable because you're risking more. You're off the map, so Nocturne can get a lead on you, which he will have a small lead on you just because he can get the scuttle that he should not be able to get in these matchups. We don't get any of the scuttles yet. Nope, we didn't get any of the scuttles yet. So in the matchup that you should be generally being able to create more pressure in this game is just going to be slowed down now. And you could really put him behind because you would have been able to invade him a lot. Whenever you're doing the relics too, Mystic, you gotta hit it when it's a last hit. Don't hit it when it's too high, because you look at the lane. You keep creating a push, so it's on their side of the lane. You gotta wait till it's almost a last hit. I know Galio has that stupid fucking passive, but you gotta wait till it's basically a last hit, so it doesn't get stuck like this. Because Ezreal doesn't want to fight. He's perfectly fine just staying in the back if he can. Same, Alex, you got your wave stuck again too. And see, this positioning, like we're using summoners against an Ezreal lane at level 3 is not the best. We gotta be more mindful of that stuff. We just lost heal for no reason. Almost. But you're gonna do exactly what I talked about now. Now you can fucking live in this guy jungle again. Because you already gave him an advantage because he had level advantage because of your first gank. But now you can literally do what you could have done right away. You can live in this fucker's jungle and just make his life hell. You get vision control for the team as well. Look at our vision control top side. It's fucking beautiful. So you could yeah, exactly. You can just follow him around because you win this matchup hard. See? That's the point I always try to make about that stuff, especially in matchups where you win the 1v1. You can just turn it into you punishing that other jungler to the point where he just gets far behind. Like he's ahead of you in CS right now, which should not happen generally if you are given the opportunity to create that much pressure. This is where you guys do a really good job. Immediately I can hear Central calling for you guys to collapse, because look how Alex already turned down River. You guys are going to fucking kill this guy, and we know he doesn't have flash because when he killed Central earlier. So really good job all of you guys reacting to that, and good job Central of knowing when to be like we talk about tracking, where we'll go back to it so we can actually talk about it. So you just invaded his jungle, and you know that this camp's cleared, this is cleared. And the fact that he was on this side of the map, so when he was at the Raptors and he wasn't actively leaving, he was in this area, should tell us that this is gone. Like he already did this side of the map. So this is what's telling Central to he could literally come here knowing this is the only thing that Nocturne has on the map to do because he can't gank yet. He's a level 4 fucking Nocturne. And we have priority in the mid lane as well as top lane right now. Mid lane because of the early ganks that we had given Dawn. And then the matchup top lane is Alex favored. So this is exactly why tracking the jungler, getting out all the information of what the camps are so we know where he's at. Look at your vision control, everything. Like Mystic got vision on the Gromp down there. Just makes the game fucking super easy, guys. It's a really good job. And I say this a lot too, where these fucking plates are bait. Okay, so his biggest power spike is level 6. I don't care if she gets a plate because you guys just put him further behind here. I'm all for it. These plates generally are a fucking big bait after you get the first one. That's usually easy to get, but people overstay and all that shit that we talk about all the time. So you guys doing that play, especially since it was a 3-man collapse, is perfect. I think this is where the first... No, he's not. Never mind. He's level 4 still. Sorry. My buddy Toxic just messaged me. So Alex, you're doing a good job of creating pressure up there and just shoving him in over and over again, and you're winning the matchup. Like you're crushing him. Remember, we can start talking to Central. Like this is something you can do when you have a favorable matchup too. Is knowing the second buff spawn time. So he started red buff this game. So his second spawn is he's actually late to this. I'm fairly sure. I wasn't watching, but his second buff timer is between 6:30 and 6:45. So when you have the advantage like this, you could be talking to Central saying, "Hey, let's go invade." Just like he asked you the first game to come down to the blue buff, you can be proactively talking to him about it when you have the winning matchup. Like you win early, so you can keep creating pressure for the team. So this is also like the crab's coming up, so Central's going to get it. Same time, we just forced Lysandra out of the lane. So getting crabs is obviously a priority for us too, but we should also, if we have more information, like Mystic got us that ward not long ago, so we actually know when the second blue buff will show up too, so we can also start making plays around that stuff. Like it's spawned right now. I just want you guys, like him getting crab right now was perfectly fine. I'm just talking about for future games where you can actually start talking about that stuff ahead of time. So bottom lane, your conversation could be, we're getting priority so we can go invade the blue buff. So now Central knows, okay, we're going to go set up on that side of of the the map. And same thing, Dawn can get priority so we can rotate. You guys can all make the same communications that we asked Central to do a lot if we just get information. So you guys had priority. You knew that you could get the vision like Mystic did earlier. Look at the vision control we have on the top side of the map right now. It's fucking beautiful. Look at this. There's no way Nocturne can gank middle from the top side of the map right now. None at all. He can gank top, but only if he basically comes through lane. So So we get the Gangplank alt or flash, which is good. Creates even more pressure for Alex because he wins the 1 versus 1 still. He won the 1 versus 1 for a long time. Sorry, I want to slow it down real fast. I think the first Nocturne alt's coming soon where we didn't the Galio alt that I was talking to Mystic about didn't happen. It didn't happen at all. It could have happened a lot earlier, but it actually wasn't cast at all. So this is, look, our vision controls killing Nocturne right now. We know where he's at the entire fucking game, basically. So this is a good job coming down here, central to gank. And even though you didn't get the gank, you brought a pink, so we got vision control down here now. That seems like a waste of time, but you're making so much happen by doing that. So it's really good. So this is the first Nocturne alt. So here it is. So this is vision. Vision's back up now. Or I'm sorry, it's not up yet. It's up now. So Alex, you also have TP, and you're running down that way. We have Sivir coming through. Like this whole fight is really scattered. Yeah, it could have been fought a lot different. So this fight is really weird because this goes back to what we talked about the previous thing of the previous game about chasing too, where Dubs actually chases the Nocturne really far instead of staying with the group. Because if you stay with the group, we probably get kills out of this. Let's take a look at it though. So I know he hasn't even ulted this whole game, so it's probably way too much to say that you could ult it as soon as she clawed onto it, because I don't know where your camera was specifically, so it's hard for me to say that. But we absolutely should, Alex, you should be TPing at this point. And as soon as he flashes, Dubs, yeah, so as soon as he flashes, this should be you focusing here. Like 100%. And then Central can actually rejoin the fight too. So this is the same thing we're talking about last game where we overchased the Varus. This is you overchasing the Nocturne. He literally is absolutely worthless now, and we will win the fight if you just turn back towards Mystic. So look at that. He even got a taunt and everything. She just dies. And then Central can come back in here and help. So the two main things. I actually don't even know if the Galio ult was the biggest problem because the way that Dawn ulted away and Central repelled. So the Galio ult isn't the biggest thing. Alex should have TP'd as soon as we got vision, and Dubs, you should have stayed with the team. Should never be chasing like this. But luckily, that's all that came out of that. We only lost Dawn, and we unfortunately didn't get the kill on the Nocturne. But we should have never been chasing that guy. We could have easily went 1 for 1 in that fight, if not more. Because if we turned with Dubs on that fight, Alex is running down the river. He's gonna get there like he was trying to right here anyway. So we ended up getting 2 flashes out of this, or 1? 1 flash. Brahm's flash. So just remember, same thing I tell Central, same thing I tell Dawn. Immediately switch your focus. If someone's out of your reach and we're team fighting in another part near you, just switch immediately to the team fight. Every person in this game. He flashed away, he's out of reach, just let it go. What an idiot. They got 1 for 1, but it goes to their support because he hits her with a Q. But immediately your guys' conversation is go get Crab, and then I believe we are going to do the Herald, if I'm not mistaken. That's good. You got Mystic coming up this way. It's good. See, you don't even need Mystic to actually be there with you. You had Alex. You just need him in the area because it creates such a numbers advantage that they won't expect. It was a really good job by you guys. And then right now, so all the turrets are still up. We got this, I think it's the second cloud coming up. And they got the first cloud. I believe we get this one. So again, we have vision of their blue buff again. We just chunk mid. We should immediately be focusing on taking that away from them or getting control over the dragon area. I really like you popping the Herald here because we know where they're at. But we have to remember that they have their alts and everything. There was a ward here, I believe. Let's go back. I'm pretty sure, yeah, there was a ward there. So we knew where they were. So I like that you popped the Herald here, but we need to back up as soon as we see them collapse, basically. So as soon as we see them here, we have to know they're alt timers as well. We need to just get out of the way, basically. And can't Galio out either. The thing lasts a lot longer than I thought it did. I thought it was this from the time he starts the cast till the time he hits the fucking target. I don't know why. I thought that's what it was. So yeah, even though fucking they got a kill on us, they have no control over your 3-man group because whatchamacallit had to go back. And I don't know if you guys noticed during the game, but Lysandra had to she actually TP'd behind you after she recalled. I wasn't sure why you ulted there. But Nocturne tried to solo drag and got shit on it, and then you guys got that kill, so you had to back off. But immediately, so now we have mid lane. We talk about this all the time. We have vision. Vision controls ours. Look at our vision now. Because we have mid lane turret down, like we can continue to do this and advance it because we have all the pressure in the world for the mid lane. So it was a good job. Central's pushing that out too to create. We're forcing them to show mid, which is good. We don't have any objectives coming up, so it's basically figuring out how we can make plays to get these other outer turrets. I believe at one point you guys are up 5 turrets to 1. You guys do a really good job of moving around. But that's why getting that mid turret too creates so much pressure, so it's a lot easier for us to rotate. This is the good, really good lane gank central. We had talked about this a few times about doing this more, and this is where we pause it right when you get the. Basically, he's about to die because look at the damage the bottom lane did. They almost did the complete half health there. Boom. So you literally get cocoon, Q, and then spider form Q before we pause it too. So like right now it pauses and he's about to die. So if they complain about that, they can go fuck themselves. Really good gank. Now this turret's ours no matter what. They can't do anything about it. So really good job. Good job getting vision control too, Mystic, so doing the lane gank is easy for him. And now this is exactly, I was yelling, I'm fucking yelling at the screen so much right now because I'm super pumped. Dawn is still mid lane going to shove this, and you guys have them sealed off from coming to you. That we can get another turret here. or get a lot of turret pressure. We'll get the turret on the next one. But look at our vision control again on the bot side. It's fucking beautiful. So you guys making really good decisions this game. So the next thing that's coming up is blue buff for us. And then we want to get that top turret. So it's perfect. It's on that side of the map. Dawn can keep creating pressure mid. This is where the fight actually happens. So, here, I'm sorry. This is the one I was talking to you about, Alex, where you could have TP'd a lot sooner. So you make a nice little bush camp on the Ezreal, chunk them. Chunk him basically 1/3 off for free, then he has to go back. So immediately, if you look at it in the team's perspective, we're now showing AD carry on top side of the map, so Ezreal needs to match that. So you have to know that he's most likely going back right now. So just keep that in mind. So I'll tell you right what I'm talking about for the TP play. This is where we spot them. So our communication's a little off because you can see these two are pretty far away from Central because he actually goes in on the Lysandra. He gets the jump on her. So it's a really good immediate ult by Mystic. We get the repel, I believe. Yep, we get a 3-man knock up. Sivir ult. So right now is when you should be TPing Dawn, or not Dawn, Alex, and it should be right here. It could be one of these inside of here or one of these back here. So let's watch. I guess it wasn't nearly as long as I thought, so it was just like 2 seconds off, maybe if that. Remember, always call out your targets too, guys. I think we get 2 out of this, right? Yep. So I might have been wrong, Alex, but I'm pretty sure you still could have TP'd a little earlier. The communication could have been a lot simpler too. As soon as Central said he's going on this, you could have just immediately TP'd as well. So it's probably more based on the communication, I guess, that you could have TP'd a lot sooner. Because if Central's right here when he's sweeping and he's saying that he's going to engage, he should be calling for your TP right away. And you could be TPing to flank. You could even be TPing all the way down here if you wanted, because this is where they were. But we should have the communication for that. We should be calling for your TP right away, as well as you find in every second to TP. Spellbook Braum TPing up here. So now, yeah, look at the turrets. We're at 3-0 right now. And I think the next thing that we do is Dragon, and then we get the 2 inner turrets, bottom and mid. Good job getting the vision back. So yeah, this is good. We need they get the wave management. We know we don't have TP on Alex as well. Not sure what your positioning was. I want to go back. You should have never, like, when you see her claw, just walk this way. I mean, you get out because you have your ult, but there's no reason to take a step that way. But this is where you guys do such a good fucking job. Because now we actually control their entire blue side of the jungle. Because they have no way of checking versus Galio, at least here. With Sivir behind them. And you guys are taking care of... Already have the wave management done here. This is fucking so good by you guys. Look, Lyssandra's fucking on the other side of the map too. Like, I don't know what the hell she's doing. And this is good too, Mystic. You're not on the turret. This is fucking what you should be doing. You should just be zoning for the guys in case there's an engage. And then look, you force them to stay here, then we out rotate them again. I don't understand how we got both these turrets. But the main reason is because you guys sealed them off like you're supposed to because we have vision, and then Dawn took care of wave management mid, so it's as soon as you guys get to the opening, we already have another wave on top of the turret. You guys did a really good job on wave management this game. And remember, anytime someone's talking about making a play, good job, Mystic, your fucking ult right away. Like, really good job. Good follow-up, everyone. Anytime someone's talking about setting up a play, remember, if you need to take care of wave management, just let them know. Give me 15 seconds. I got to take care of this wave, and then I can be there. Because you don't want to miss out on. So this is the play that was really poor. So Dawn's getting here now, which is fine because he was coming back. But Mystic, you should be out here with him basically. Because there's no way they get this unless they get into the pit basically with Lissandra. So you guys, these three can easily fucking trade tanking the fucking Baron and they're fine. You guys needed to be outside of that pit. Like I know Dawn, I'll show you where I'm talking about Dawn being a pussy. It's right here where he has complete vision of these guys. If you die here, Dawn, I don't give a shit because you're gonna stop them from fucking even having a chance at the Baron. So this is what I'm talking about. What the fuck was that? You throw your E and you immediately run away. Just go fuck them up. Look at that. Ezreal can't even do nothing to you. And then this is where we get it down to 97, and then I think Ezreal's Q gets it. Yeah, it goes back up to 109 and he gets it. We have to, like, you're 5 vs 2 here, guys. You don't need all 5 of you, especially non-damage dealing champions. Like, you just have to go do the zoning and control outside, especially right here too, Dawn. She threw her E, so she has no way of getting around you. You have your ultimate right now and everything. You guys have a pink down everything. I'm just trying to look at. You don't have Q, I don't think. Yeah. Pretty much we needed to actually do better zone control in the back. And I know you felt like you were going to die there, Central, but you should have been, or you said, I'm sorry, you felt like your Q smite would have got it. You just got to know those numbers, man. But we also need to call out, like I'm saying, what your smite number is or what you think your combo is, so you can tell them when to burst or when not to burst kind of thing for any objective, just so it's a lot simpler on you as well. So, but mainly for that part, since we're 5 vs 2, we got to do better zone control on the backside of the Baron pit. Or we can just slow down when they're around, because she has no vision. She has to claw into the pit. So if she has to claw into the pit, then you guys just pause at like 2k and then she has to suicide. And then it doesn't matter. So just keep that stuff in mind, because that's a play that could lose us in a future game. It's just that mistake right there. We didn't take care of the backside. We didn't know our combo numbers. I'm assuming we didn't communicate like when we wanted them to burst or slow down on their damage, so it's easier for you to combo. Like, just it's communication and zone control for that Baron play that was big mistakes. But I mean, it doesn't phase you. Look, you guys are still up 4 fucking K after that. Like that's how well you're playing up until that point. But Baron is the biggest objective on the map, so it's the most important one. If they steal it from us, it's an incredible swing for them where they can actually get back into the game and potentially win. But luckily, this Nocturne went. Look at this Duskblade Warrior. He's just gonna die anytime he dives in. He's a crazy man. So now the only objective up on the map for us, because we have every inner turret except for top, is the top inner turret. So yeah, vision control on the top side of the map, and then we can easily take control. Like Dawn pushes and then rotates to us. Like you don't even have to stay mid. If you just rotate underneath them, Dawn, then they have to back off the turret. The turret's a lot easier too. Because they have to react because they're just going to lose. Like if you rotate immediately right here, then the turrets, it's a lot easier for us to get the turret because you create space like when you show up here. And they're making a TP play on us here. And this is a very well fought team fight. This is a terrible Gangplank ult. He's ulted the support only. Nice cocoon. Alex sitting on, that might be my only complaint, is that if Alex wasn't there, it would have just been dubs with the Braum and the Nocturne, so. But the Nocturne dies in 2 seconds, and you guys are very strong, so. We got Dawn coming from the backside, Mystic's ulting, which is good. And somehow, I'm pretty sure everyone lives because they... I don't even know if they kill Alex. No, they don't. That's the only complaint I have with that team fight is the fact that Dubs would have been alone if it wasn't for Alex sitting on top of him for that Nocturne ult. Because we caught, I think it was Lysandra with the cocoon. But remember, she gets self-ult, so... And this is really good by I don't know if what you guys shot called or what here, but this is really good that Dawn's mid lane right now because he's creating the second wave pressure. So if you guys get this turret right away, then you can just rotate. And it's really good. Resetting here is perfectly fine too because you guys probably have a fuck ton of gold. Yeah, you have a ton of gold. You have like 7K in your pocket. So resetting there is perfectly fine. Because you have Barons on the map again. We have both buffs coming up. Yeah. Resetting there was great. But look at all three lanes right now. We have the waves are pushing towards them. So they have to react to it. If they don't, they're just going to lose out on experience and gold, and that's an advantage for us. And we get all the vision control back. We get to take over their jungle. She fucks up and accidentally Zonias. There goes Suicidal Nocturne again. See, this time, this is what you guys are supposed to do. You collapse onto Dubs and team fight's easy. Dawn has tons of mobility. He can take care of himself. See? Easy peasy. And again, this is zone control on the backside of that fucking pit. Doesn't matter if they do a little bit damage to you, Dawn. Even if you died there, I don't care. If you're the reason they don't even get a chance to steal, I'm perfectly fine with it. You obviously had your ult still, so you should be fine without risking death. But that was again 5 versus 2 for the Baron. You guys did really well in most team fights. Or we came out like 2 for 0, 3 for 0, like non-stop this game. You guys did really well. The only thing, like I said, this game, Don, is I genuinely think Glacial Augment would have been better because as soon as they ult, if you cast fucking like Ghost Bros and then GLP or whatever the fuck it's called, then they're literally two versus five because the rest of their team's gonna be so slow, and we just blow up the Lysandra and the Nocturne in 2 seconds. And they're see, this is poor communication by them. This is stuff that every team needs to work on. Why is Gangplank ulting if Nocturne's not immediately ulting, and why is Gangplank's ult this far up when it should be back here? Like, so it's harder for us to retreat. Like, this is really bad because Lysandra should be going in, which she does, but Nocturne should have been ulting too. Like, they're just timings all over the place. We also have GA on Sivir this game. Good ult by Mystic. Yeah, let's watch this fight again now. Like, this is how we're supposed to team fight. They need to force, basically, because no matter what, well, I guess they don't have to force yet, because you guys don't have any of the inhibitors yet, but they're basically, they're down 8k almost, so they have to. Oh, look where Dawn is right now. So this is what I was looking at was Alex, what I was talking about, how it's just paired really well with Galio because you're Resurrect, he can just ult to you and look, you create so much separation. Ezra has to go all the way back there because of you and Mystic. Central Dubs and Dawn just blow up their front line. So you guys can make every fucking game that we play really easy. You guys are not bad players by any means. You could shit on every team that we play in these leagues, like, so easily. We just have to do what we did in these two games. We made very few mistakes. Big mistakes. Obviously, there's gonna be mistakes every game, and that's fine. That's just fucking human nature. Mistakes are gonna happen. But the big common mistakes is what we need to cut out. Those are ones that you don't have to do, like the chasing too far, not taking care of vision control. You guys did a really good job vision control here, diving under turrets where it creates not an advantage basically, and like going back to the level 2 where you basically could have just took over the Nocturne's jungle at that point because Lysandra wouldn't have flash, Dawn had level advantage, that kind of stuff. And then like bottom lane we had to use heal right away because you got out of position, Mystic, just knowing like it's okay. Like we said, we wanted to focus mid and top this game, so it's perfectly okay that you guys just farm. So the fact that we had to blow a heal early at level 3, I think it was, versus an Ezreal lane is just a positional mistake. You gotta chill out on that stuff. It's perfectly okay if we just farm in some of the matchups 2 versus 2. But tonight was incredibly it was just infinitely better than last Friday's matches. So you guys should take a lot of good things away from this. I'll be updating stats and all that stuff in the next day or two, and also giving you guys like your weekly homework where I want you to play a few champions. But you guys did a lot of good things tonight, so you just gotta just keep reminding yourself of just the small details of how we can win. Like the first game, I was talking to the bottom lane where you guys didn't react like you had to get kills because you have a high tempo bottom lane with Thresh Lucian. You can just wait for the first team fight because we should have an advantage. You don't have to try to force stuff in lane. That's good. You don't have to always force and get kills in 2 versus 2, even though you guys have the earlier aggressive lanes. You can just wait for the team play or wait for Central to come down, or if Dawn gets a roam or a TP play. Like those are the type of things we still need to work on, obviously, is setting up offensive TP plays or setting up roams, like doing dives top lane with Central or with Central and Dawn, or setting up dives bottom lane. More lane ganks for top and bottom lane with Central, which he did in the second game, and you guys executed really well. The first game he also came down there, but you guys didn't sell it well enough. You basically telegraphed it, but we have a lot of good things happen tonight, so we just got to keep continuing on this so it becomes the trend for us is us making a lot of good plays and a lot less of the big mistakes. So good job tonight, guys.